Everything kicks off good. Let me get everything else going. For some reason, it took me 4 tries to get this to go live on Facebook. Don't know why. All right, go live on my profile. Let's try to triple dip on this a little bit today. All right, looks like we're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Just getting this morning cardio started. Thought I would say hello to everyone. We had a pretty good run. Run times have slowly continued to improve. Pretty happy with that overall. We're right at those 10-minute miles now, as we're continuing to run long distances. And that's going to drop down. My goal is to get that down to about 8 minutes. Like I can start hitting consistent 8-minute miles for 15 minutes to an hour straight. I'll be pretty happy with that. So that's coming along. We're getting plenty of views in here on Facebook. Looks like we got the Facebook and YouTube are both flowing good. So yeah, I want to get some bike cardio in afterwards, right? I want to get that bike cardio in because we need all of it. It's again, just to burn extra calories, keep my endurance up, right? Continue to do everything that we want to do here. So let me make sure that's hitting the feed. Right. And I'm hoping, because I feel really good. I have a lot of energy still. I'll try to run this one out a pretty good amount of time. Right. We'll try to run it out really good and we'll see what we get. Hopefully we get a super solid live. Good morning, Jason. Yeah, we're getting plenty of stuff in here. If you guys will hit that like button though on YouTube, more people will see it in their feed. We'll get more of the regulars in. But we're obviously getting some traffic here. So that's a good thing. I'm triple dipping at the moment. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and I'm also on my Facebook profile because again, I always need that for the reels. I recorded 12 reels while I was grocery shopping this morning. I'm going to put those up for you guys later. Those have been really popular. A lot of my regulars have chimed in and said they really like the little shorts and reels at the grocery store because they're like, it adds variety. It's not just about just your lifting and training. We're seeing stuff about grocery store advice and nutrition, because, I perform at a decently high level for my age. And nutrition is a big part of that. It's a big part of it. Sorry for someone who just now chimed in on the profile. I triple dip on all my streams, my fitness page, my fitness YouTube, everything when I do these bike runs. But I throw some stuff in my profile just to, say hello to everybody, because a lot of people on the profile follow me for just the comedy because I don't really do a lot of real fitness content there. I do a lot of memes, but they're unaware I'm actually a strength coach and a master's powerlifting champion. It's what I do, right? It's how I make my living, but I'm also really funny looking, so I'm good at humor and comedy, right? Right. Put this guy. So again, get those likes up and I would appreciate it so much. So again, trying to triple dip into this as much as we can. I may leave the profile running for a bit, see if it'll get more views, right? I don't do it that often. I tend to turn it off at a couple minutes, but it wouldn't hurt to get some longer ones in there too. This guy says, do you do tricep pull downs with a rope? Do I personally? No, I have a home gym and I don't have a cable set up. Do I prescribe tricep press downs for a lot of my clients who go to gyms that have them? Yes. As far as isolation goes, a pretty good movement. I don't think everyone needs isolation, of course, but if we want to isolate the triceps, I think rope press downs are definitely very viable exercise, very easy on your elbows. It gives pretty overall good tricep stimulus. Just don't get caught up in silly nonsense like, oh, these different grips are going to work the tricep different. That's nonsense. That's a complete failure to understand human anatomy, where people start messing with all these different grips and think that it changes the heads. Not really. You're not going to see a difference in the lateral, medial, or long head based on the way that you grip it. That's nonsense. Just take the sets to failure, do a full range of motion. That's the best you can hope for, right? But certainly if triceps are a weak link for you, it's a viable exercise. And I like the rope personally. The green pill said, why'd you delete that, dude? That was actually looked like a good post, the green pill. Go ahead and repost it, man. All right. So, yep. Turtle Bob, if you gained any more range of motion yet, I know you've been working on it. I haven't seen any yet, but we're going to keep doing that as far as the overhead range of motion. That's going to be a big deal. Like I said, you guys remember when I used to live on overhead presses, I used to hold over 200 pounds at lockouts for run counts all the time on strict presses, even on rep work. So again, that's the goal, is to return to that range of motion. And I've basically realized it's pretty much been bicep inflammation, me trying to do all these curls, all the supine grip stuff, totally destroyed my overhead range of motion here in my mid to late 40s. So I'm having to just cut that out. And the funny thing is, not like my biceps got bigger. My arms were probably bigger when I just lived on pull-ups and pressing. If you have scar tissue in your arm or deep tissue massage, I'll break it up, it's going to hurt. Not really. Scar tissue? No, absolutely not. Right? So you're not going to break up scar tissue. The green pill says, I recently, in a car crash, fractured lumbar spine and bruised sternum. Of course, I will be returning to lifting with doctor's permission. Any tips for getting back into it? Ease in super slow, dude. Fractured lumbar. Obviously, follow your doctor and physical therapist advice to the letter would be my first thing I'm going to say. That should be a given. That's an obvious. Ease back into it slow, though. Honestly, some stuff, bruised sternum, that heals pretty quick. The fractured lumbar, you have to work around. That's going to be the tricky part. But a lot of your movements, you can go hard. No reason you can't just go right back into benching, incline work, pull-ups. That stuff you can go back in hard. You're going to have to watch that back. Turtle Bob says, also, I today got 222.5 for overhead press. I know his weight sounds weird, but it's microplates. Hey, dude, I don't hate on microplates. You know why I think that's funny? My best ever strict press on camera was exactly 5 pounds more than that, using the microplates. It was with the calibrated plates, and then I put 1 1/4 on each side, and I managed to hit 227.5. Because I used to do 225 all the time. I did it like a dozen times for a single on camera. And then I'm like, let me try to PR. And I literally did exactly what you did. So you know what? It doesn't sound funny to me at all. It doesn't sound weird. I've done the exact same thing you're doing. So you just did the 1 1/4 pounds on each side. It totally works, dude. It totally works. And it adds up, That's what we're shooting for, is that general upward trend. And that's what you want to see, right? Just get that general upward trend. Best is 220, but today I'm going for the 2.5 pound PR. Oh, you got to go for the 2. That's what you're going to do. Hey, man, we'll get in and get it. You know what? It counts. Xander says, is there any real difference between 1-inch plates and 2-inch plates? As far as using iron versus steel, Xander, usually the 1-inch plates are made out of steel. The thicker plates are usually iron. It's going to be less bar width. So when you go to deadlift, it will be a difference. That's why I'm like, guys see me deadlift using the calibrated steel plates. I'm doing it raw. And then I'll get some guy with a really whippy bar and straps, and they're like, I can deadlift more than you. And I'm like, dude, you're not going to deadlift. Mm-mm. I mean, it better be 100 pounds more. It's going to matter, right? It's going to matter when you're dealing with, say, a whippy bar, and the thicker the plates get, it will be easier to lift the same weight, hands down. That's why a lot of guys get humbled when they go to a meet and they have to use, a less whippy bar. They have to use the steel plates that are closer to the center, doesn't bend the bar as much. It's a different game. I've seen dudes literally fail a lift 100 pounds under their gym lift in a competition who've never done a meet before. Literally miss 100 pounds less than what they hit at the gym, can't break it off the floor. But otherwise, probably not. The only difference is, remember, 1-inch plates are usually calibrated steel plates. That's why they're thinner. Kazan says, interesting channel you're going here. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. We're not getting as many people in here yet. Do I need to make a community post? I think we do, because that usually picks it up. All right. I'm going to make a community tab. Then all the regulars see it, because my regular peeps aren't in yet. Right. We had a good turnout, though, for the morning run. Any tips that expedite the healing of the lumbar spine from things like HGH and BBC 157? No, dude. And I'm not saying those might not help, but if you crack the actual lumbar versus just soft tissue, I don't know that those are even going to help. You're just going to have to let it heal and follow your doctor's orders. So are you talking bone damage, or are you talking connective tissue? Because even those drugs, it's really only going to be connective tissue. It's going to be soft tissue. You're not going to get improvements in, say, bone. It's probably not. There are certain anabolics that might speed that up, but you're taking a risk. Turtle Bob says, I've been doing my own version of the rep goal system. Full body 4 times a week. I'm damned if I'm not getting better than ever. Fair enough. I'm not real big on the rep goal system as far as, hey, get to this many reps as many sets. I think just generally increasing your reps and using stuff like double progression works great. Greenville says bone fractured lumbar, not soft tissue. Oh, God, man. I don't have advice for you there, brother, other than listen to your doctor. There is literally nothing I can do to help you. So a physical therapist lying about breaking up scar tissue. Yes, Kazan. Think about how strong scar tissue is from a tensile strength perspective. Do you really think a deep tissue massage is even mechanically capable of breaking that up? Step back and think about the structural integrity. Think in terms of tensile strength of scar tissue. Just think about it. So before you even go look at data on it, think in terms of just physics and how strong scar tissue is in the human body. Ask any surgeon what it's like sometimes taking a scalpel and cutting through it, how it breaks the edge of the blade off trying to even get through it. Sometimes, like, they have to resharpen the blade because it's way, way harder than muscle. In fact, a lot of scar tissue can even be harder than tendon. They're not breaking that up with a massage. That's bullshit. Just comment like it is. All right, Xander over here on the profile says, my cable pulley is a fixed position on my pull-up bar. Will I still target the back muscles if I do seated rows? Let me click to see more what he's saying. Pulling it to my chest with arms at a 45-degree angle is pulling towards my stomach. Yeah, you'll be fine, dude. Right? You should be pulling to your chest on rows anyways. People disagree with me on that, by the way. Biomechanically, if you're trying to work your upper back also, you should be pulling it to your chest. So I don't have a problem at all with what you're doing. Well, the tissue is torn, so it stands to reason to be broken up. Scar tissue, Casian? You really think you're going to break it? Again, basic physics. A massage is not going to apply enough force to do anything to scar tissue. We're talking scar tissue. It's not broken already. It's not torn tissue. It's scar tissue. You do realize scar tissue has a tensile strength higher than muscle and tendon, right? I mean, you can agree to disagree, but I'm telling you, right? I'm just telling you straight up, they're full of crap. And you can go ask other physical therapists who really know. They'll be like, yeah, they're full of it. And I'm not saying some deep tissue massage isn't great for recovery. Don't get me wrong, dude. Deep tissue massage is great, right? Well, because if you're dealing with scar tissue, no, dead hang pull-ups open up certain things and stretch ligaments. Stretching ligaments, yes. So the thing with dead hangs, you're looking at stretching ligaments and things like opening up the subacromial process. You're looking at things like that, right? You know, that's totally not the same thing. As far as Megatos and the K2, you could try that. Some of those Japanese studies. As far as MK4, I don't remember which one's better. Off memory, I don't remember. Sorry, dude. As far as the form of K2. Cajun, you're looking at stretching ligaments. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's probably not scar tissue. It's probably inflammation. Now, Cajun, I'm hoping it hasn't turned into scar tissue, but we can still stretch tendons and ligaments. We can get inflammation to go down, but you're not going to break up scar tissue. I don't believe I have scar tissue though, honestly. Let me put that. Optimistically, I'm hoping it's not scar tissue. Because if it is, I'm pretty well screwed, right? But no, I'm going to keep doing my different hangs. I'm going to do my stuff. I'm going to let the bicep inflammation go down because it's definitely going to be the tendon of the bicep at both the upper and lower. And scar tissue is weaker than scar tissue. No, scar tissue is the same strength as scar tissue. Do you think stretching routines is a good idea to include after a workout? Up to you. I've even seen physical therapy meta-analysis saying that stretching doesn't improve range of motion generally more than weightlifting does. You know, but if you enjoy stretching, I don't see a problem with it. Right? Sorry, ligaments are weaker than scar tissue. Generally, yeah. And ligaments are pretty strong. Just be aware scar tissue is very strong for a reason. Your body creates scar tissue in areas it thinks you're going to re-injure. And so it creates this really, really strong matrix of protein. Like scar tissue is tough. Again, go ask a surgeon. Find someone who's a surgeon who has to cut people, and they'll tell you some interesting stuff about it. Right? I mean, in theory you could, but you're not doing it with a massage, Casian. Does that make sense? You're not going to massage scar tissue out. You're just not. And if you think you can, sure, show me some actual data where they've measured scar tissue with an MRI and did a bunch of deep tissue massage and saw a reduction in it later scanning it. I've seen really good experts in the area say, no, you're not going to. Like good PhDs in the field, doctors in those fields have said, no, it's not really going to happen. And don't get me wrong, Cajun, let me be clear. I think deep tissue massages are great. Okay, let me state that again. Deep tissue massages are awesome. I think they're awesome for recovery. I think they're awesome for blood flow. They're awesome for relaxation. Okay, let's be clear. Breaking up scar tissue, no. Okay. Well, Kasian, then, oh, you have asked surgeons. Okay. So you move the goalpost. I mean, that's cool. Let me go check your channel out. Make sure. Okay. You got a real, I'm just making sure you're not a troll. You have a legit real channel, real videos. So I know you're not just a troll coming through. So, all right, cool, man. I can totally appreciate that. So you're a real dude putting up his real grappling and everything. All right, cool, man. I was just making sure you're not just some random troll coming in to argue. No, you're a real person. You got your real stuff up. So that's cool. I'm not going to be like, let's just get this guy out here, because you're obviously not just some random goofy troll. You're a real dude who's actually putting his real face up and his real stuff. So respect. Yeah, there you go. I'm a coach. Awesome, dude. Cool. So it's totally different when someone comes in to argue they just made some new account. You're a dude who's putting up his real stuff. So you're not some random goofball troll. I've been using a tricep bar. Xander says I've been using a tricep bar for front squats. What are your thoughts? I don't know what that means. What do you mean a tricep bar? That's not a thing. You mean an easy bar? Easy curl bar? I don't know what a tricep bar is. Why don't you use a barbell for your front squats? Facebook page is slow on these. There's no comments yet. Wait till Mustafa or someone sees it. All right, cool. Respect back to you, brother. Now, I mean, the thing is, dude, people want to come in and have a friendly debate with stuff. I'm cool with it when they're like a real person who's got actual footage and their real face up. It's like, okay, dude, we can have a debate coach to coach. That's cool. Because you're a real dude. So you're not some basement dweller. But don't get me wrong, dude. No, it's just I've seen no evidence whatsoever that you're going to break up scar tissue, and just the mechanically speaking, not from a massage. And I get it. It's a point of big debate, breaking up scar tissue. Hey, Turtle. Yes, I know who the clown goofball Bart K is. He makes shit-talking videos about me, and he's obsessed with eating meat. He's a carnivore weirdo who literally makes hate videos about me. So obviously I know who he is. How's that for an answer? I'm with the meat militia. Okay. That's cool. We can just ignore all the objective science on excessive saturated fat intake and the value of vegetables and fiber, and just be part of some weird cult. He wants to call it the meat militia. That's cool, man. Whatever, dude. It's a cult. I hear you, man, but I think personal experience is king. Science has all kinds of mumbo. But I guess that would be my point, Kasian. You saw improvements from it, but do you know it was actual scar tissue? And that's kind of the point. Does that make sense? Because a lot of times we do that stuff and say, oh, it broke this up. But it's like, do you know it was scar tissue? Or did it just really loosen stuff up and help you relax and get some really good blood flow and improve your movement? I think people way undervalue just the sheer value of blood flow sometimes to areas, like our body has amazing self-healing abilities, and sometimes it's a matter of simple getting blood flow to an area, stimulating your body to heal itself, giving it the right nutrients, blood flow, things like that. Our body has amazing healing benefits. And sometimes, just like building muscle, like the lifting weights doesn't build muscle. That is your body's response to that stimulus. Your body simply says that. You understand it's called a Swiss bar. Yeah, Swiss bar, football bar, multi-grip bar. I suppose you may want to work on your wrist mobility, though, Xander. Fair enough. I saw improvements in movement. Doesn't matter if it was technically scar tissue, and not just inflamed tissue. Exactly, I agree. But that's the point I would make, Kasian. If you saw improved in movements from it, I would really be willing to bet it was just inflamed tissue and that blood flow helped your body heal. You know, again, just my own hypothesis, right? But again, I think deep tissue massages can be pretty dang good. I'm not someone who says, oh, they're a silly waste of time. No, I'm not going to say something like that. I think they can be a valuable tool. Any ways to enhance blood flow to your spine? I mean, green pill, problem is most of the stuff is going to really enhance blood flow to it right now could aggravate that fracture till it heals. I mean, really what you need is just bone remodeling. You need basically at this point to keep it immobile, right? Those discs of whichever your doctor's having you do for it till your body refills those cracks in with calcium and magnesium, right? With bone minerals, right? More people swinging into the profile, although this is my cardio stream. I'm triple streaming for people coming into the profile, guys. I'm triple streaming all my stuff. I just happen to have my phone set up for the profile too. I have one thing to say about conspiracy theories who shoot at our medical system. They say it's like our medical system is stuff, but our life is crap, but our lifespans are triple, right? I mean, that tells you, okay, so let's step back and look at the medical system. Our average lifespan in America is longer than when we had better nutrition. Like, we know our nutrition sucks. Right? We agree. All the doctors agree. We know our nutrition is horrible in America. Yet our lifespan is longer than it was 80 to 100 years ago on average, in spite of our horrible nutrition and horrible disease. Because modern medicine is keeping us alive longer in spite of our horrifically bad lifestyles. I mean, I'm going to count that as a success. You know, now, would it be better if people simply ate better and didn't need as many medications? I'm going to say hands down. Absolutely. Because a lot of what the medical system does and a lot of what doctors will tell you, look, we're just patching holes over people's horrible lifestyles, you know. But preventative medicine, absolutely. It's expanded lifespan, the ability to perform life-saving surgeries. So preventative medicine, life-saving surgeries and stuff, yeah, absolutely increased lifespan considerably in spite of our horrific lifestyles. But I would always say to people, and even the doctors will tell you this, imagine if everyone just ate right and worked out to go along with the preventative medicine and life-saving surgeries and the ability to, you know, reattach your arm. You know, imagine that. Imagine how much our average lifespan would go up then. Now, lo and behold, right? We all stopped eating junk food and ate healthy whole foods and all that worked out. And we had preventative medicine and life-saving surgeries. Oh man, how much higher would our average lifespan go up? Probably another 20 years. Average American would probably live to 90 to 100 because of that combination, says me, my opinion. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut down the profile. It's been enough for it. I'm going to see if that gets longer views. I'm going to see what it does. It might do something. Then again, it might not. I think people forget that in those discussions, don't they? And everyone acts like every doctor is part of. Most doctors that I know are literally like, dude, I really want my patients to eat healthy, right? I really want them to eat healthy and work out so I don't have to give them as many meds, but I can't get them to. That's usually what doctors I know say. And it's funny, most doctors that I've met and talked to exercise regularly. They're either serious endurance or they lift. Most of them eat lots of fruits and vegetables. so on and so forth. That's been my experience. You know, Dingleberry says you're a very fit young man. Appreciate it. How old are you, Dingle? Because I don't think most people call me a young man. Turtle Bob says, I've seen a guy tell me doctors don't know anything and that crap like fluoride is the problem. Wow. And he got mad when I said no. It's because people eat Pop-Tarts and fried chicken for their entire meals. Exactly. Right? Jason, when should we add weight to pull-ups and dips? Should we wait till? No, dude, I think if you can get 10 reps, you can add weight. Why do heel shoes give me low back issues? Because it's putting you at a bad angle. Right? That's not an ideal angle. I get it if you're using it to perform a front squat or a snatch or a clean, but outside of that, heeled shoes probably not something you want to wear. Definitely don't want to walk or run in them. Dar says, Jason, work has gotten me so I can only train Saturday and Sunday. Do you recommend upper, lower, or something else? You could do full body or you could do upper, lower, right? But get in and do something. Make sure, okay, you can only train the weekends, right? You can only get in the weekend. You better get in and bust ass on those 2 days. Either approach that you go, right? Either approach that you go, as long as you get in and you go really hard, you can still make gains. With either approach, you can do an upper, lower, you can do full body. It sucks I wear them to look somewhat taller. Why, dude? What? So you're going to let insecurity over some height hurt your back and affect your training? Come on, dude. Don't do that, Dingleberry. You think full body 4 times a week is too much? No, some people can get away with it. I'm sticking to 3 for now, but I mean 4 or 5 can work. But you better have recovery dialed in, honestly. But I think 3 works great. You're still hitting every muscle 3 times a week. Especially if you're going to do a lot of cardio like I'm doing. Yeah, it's really bad. I'm pretty sure it's what's been stalling my progress. Maybe. I seen a man, I crap you not, tell me that Diet Coke was poison while holding a beer. Holding a literal, documented, proven poison. Talking about, yeah, you just can't with some people, man. You just can't. People are crazy. People are crazy. People are crazy. Coach, I hit like for you. Appreciate it, Peppermint. Maybe this will get some good views on the back end. I'm hoping so. Maybe we'll get a nice super like yesterday. That really kind of made the whole stream worthwhile for me. But you can't count on that every day. Maybe one day it'll happen every day. But appreciate it, Peppermint. We had good views though on the run this morning. I think it cracked like 500. Still processing some of it. Run times were good too. I'm surprised, man. The hamstring down was really getting me this morning. But we had a PR run time after the workout. I see people wearing cushion shoes all the time and lift. Yeah, don't do that. I mean, flats. I mean, I get it. You might want weightlifting shoes for certain movements if you need it at all. Flats or barefoot, man. I used to do my Vibrams all the time at the gym when I wore those. Pretty close to being barefoot at that point. I trained at home, I can just barefoot it. I mean, in general, they wear cushion shoes walking and stuff. Then what? I mean, I suppose I literally run barefoot. Jason, what's your total weekly volume? It's kind of hard to say because it's all compounds now, Sag. So, you know, it's going to be 9. But are we counting what all are we counting overhead press as? What all are we counting a pull-up as? Right? Do pull-ups work the long head of the tricep? Do they work the upper chest? What is the overhead pressing working? So let's assume for upper body, you know, we do 9 total sets of chest pressing, 9 sets of pull-ups. At the moment, 6 sets of overhead pressing. I don't know how many sets are you counting that per muscle group? Right? Let's say we do 9 total sets combined of squats and deadlifts. But then I also have sled work and jumping work. That's hypertrophy. Right? So I think with some of it, when you're training like what I do, we're losing the bodybuilder concept of set counts. So let's say I either bench or incline 3 sets every workout. What I'm doing at the moment. But I mean, we could argue about the amount of sets, but there's so much flashover with all the big movements. Then I got to start sanding my toe to bars. What do they work? I sure feel my triceps light up on them. Yeah, Dingleberry, I don't know what to say, man. I haven't owned a pair of cushion shoes really in a long time. There is some of my wish list just because, I don't know. I haven't worn cushion shoes to walk in since my 20s, maybe. I definitely not through my 30s or 40s. I haven't even owned a pair of cushion shoes. Chris says, hey, Coach, what's up? Well, Dingleberry, if you can't get over it, then maybe you're not. I'm going to be polite. I'm about to be an asshole otherwise. I mean, okay, let's give you some tough love. Dingleberry, quit being a little bitch about your height and take the silly heeled shoes off. There you go. I'm just going to call it flat out. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Stop being a bitch, dude. Take them off. It's messing up your stuff. It's hurting your back. Get rid of them. Jesus Christ. Next. All right. Future legend. Do you think it's all right to rotate between starting with a flat bench and English? I mean, sure, if you want to. Just be aware the flat may detrain a little bit. Or you could rotate them workout to workout. You could do that too. Or you could do them in 3-week waves. I don't think it's a horrible way to go. So that means you can reduce the training frequency 3 times a week. What are you talking about saying? No, why would I need to do that? How about I continue to 3 times? I don't see the leap of the jump you just made. Or you mean if I only wanted to do 6, but I don't want to only do 6? You're talking about me. You asked me personally. You're not asking about yourself. No, I don't want to do that. All right. Dingleberry, you're slightly above average height for an American. Yeah, just stop. Gringo, yeah, you can also have height. Exactly. When I wear boots, everyone thinks I'm 6 foot anyways. I own several pairs of cowboy boots. Y'all seen my pythons and stuff. But yeah, there is no long story, Dingleberry. So you're not even short. You're a hair above average height. You need to go talk to a therapist. You need to go talk to a therapist. Well, he's not telling you to work out in them, Dingleberry. No one's telling you to wear cowboy boots to squat and deadlift in. I hope not. You're going to ruin them anyways. Oh, man. What's the current weight? Hey, future, I will update you guys the second it changes. I'm hoping to see a whoosh tomorrow. I'm sitting at 210. Keep in mind, it went up as soon as I started running. Coach, when are you going to make a video? I don't feel like I need to do a video, do we? I'm just at a loss for the fact that Nippard is defending the thing. Like, Nippard loses any credibility. All right. Nippard lost all credibility. Even talking about Julian being possibly, I just can't. Hey, Chris, who's asking you recently increased salt and water intake of notes a lot. It could take a little bit, but eventually you'll be fine. It could take time. Depends on what all factors are going on. Nippert is defending Julian Fitzgerald as natural. Keep in mind, the guy looks like. Then he says, if I send a super chat, you want me to do a call out on it? I can make a whole stream about it. Possibly. How much do you think your calorie burn increase you went from walking to running? I don't know, Alan, a lot. Jason, do you take salt? No, I train fasted, dude. I drink just black coffee before I train. I like to run on the treadmill after my list, but a lot of online fitness people say it's hard on recovery. Do you notice that? No, dude. I straight up go cardio, dude. I'm hitting like 2.5 miles after I work out, and then I do an hour on the bike after. No problem at all. I'm not even tracking my exact salt right now, Chris. At the moment, ballpark maybe 4 grams. My potassium's through the roof. Alan, I bumped some healthy fats in. I'm working them back out though, so the scale should be coming down. I needed the extra healthy fats to make sure I could handle the inflammation from it. Now that I'm adapting, I'm going to go back to just mostly carbs. So I'm adjusting as I go. But I needed that. I was worried about tendon inflammation. I like it. The future says, and I feel like it keeps me in super good shape. Yeah, dude. I don't know why all these guys are worried about cardio affecting their gains. Just stop, guys. Like you said, you're in good shape, you're strong, you're fit, and you like doing it. So on Facebook, Riddle Me says, would upper chest training provide a nice shelf of what? I don't even understand your question, Riddle Me. Oh, I see what you are. Oh gosh, we'll just leave that in for now. It's engagement. Do you drink Indian tea called chai with milk and sugar? No. Why would you drink sugar? Zach, do you not know that I tell people not to consume refined sugar? So you know that that's my position. Why would you ask me that? I don't like tea either, personally. I don't drink tea. I don't like it. I don't care for it. So to answer your real question, Riddle, and I see the Cocoa Puff. Yeah, you can get a nice upper shelf from doing incline bench. But we probably need to keep you out of the streams. So no, Sag. 1, I don't consume refined sugar. 2, I don't like tea. So that pretty much sums that up. The Brits have this strange obsession with tea, don't they, though? I thought it was really weird when I lived there. I mean, it's a cultural thing, I suppose. I mean, where I live, we have an obsession with barbecue. So, tacos and barbecue are kind of a Texas obsession. Can we eat too much fruit? Hey, Scott, I need you to define what you mean by too much. Like, is it possible to eat enough fruit that you can barely move and you feel like you're going to vomit and you get diarrhea? Yes. I mean, you can eat enough to where it becomes so physically painful that you're debilitated due to the food volume. It can totally be done. Dingleberry says, can you see my comment? Yes. Let's see this Chris guy. At least America's way ahead of us in terms of total protein intake. Yeah, there's that. We don't have a protein issue here, at least. We have a lot of other problems, but Americans get enough protein. There is that. But our diets are still horrific. You think toes being too close together and lifting and left foot? No, Dingleberry, I don't know how to help you there, dude. Sorry. Your toes are supposed to be close together. That's kind of how a foot works. We don't do politics here, man. Sorry. So I'm not going to answer that one. I ate 40 ounces of cantaloupe last night. Felt extremely full. Yeah, that's a pretty good chunk of cantaloupe. How much cantaloupe was that for 40 ounces? Do narrow shoes and heels make your toe? I have no idea, Dingleberry. You need to probably talk to a podiatrist about that. I really can't help you. Scott says, I'll sort you on the super G soon, Jason, when I get paid. Appreciate it, Scott. I know you've done that before. Coach O, what's up, Ted? Ted, the Ted Meister, Ted-a-rumba in the chat. Have you ever made protein fluff? No. I know what it is. I've just never made it. I follow your fitness advice and became obese. Really? So you lifted weights and did cardio and ate clean whole foods and you became obese. Well, that doesn't make sense. You got obese eating chicken and brown rice and lifting weights and running. Man, I don't know what to tell you. As a 365 times squats under 230 pounds body weight, good. I don't know. You have to go look at charts. Is Ted still part of your stable? A stable like a horse? Are you implying that Ted is a horse? There's actually multiple clients in this stream right now. There are 3 people who are clients who posted in this stream. But, hey, Ted, he asked if you're part of my stable. Are you a horse? Hey, Paul, are you a horse? Hey, Benny, you were in earlier. Are you a horse? It seems like 2 cantaloupes. I'm not sure. Yeah, fair enough. No, you don't need tren. I don't advocate taking tren at all, dude. What, Dingleberry? That just sounds weird, man. I don't know what to say about all that. I don't know how to even respond to that. You have a what? You can laugh. All right, man. Hey, to each their own, though, dude. You got dudes who love your feet, and it's your. I say, man, it's all good. Dingleberry. I mean, I sell foot pictures too. Like, no joking, no trouble. So, like, legit, not even messing with you. Apparently, my feet are really liked because of all the barefoot training. Do you feel stronger on Mondays after an extra day's rest? Not really. I don't see a difference, Scott. There you go, man, I suppose. But no, Scott, I don't really see a difference personally. Keep in mind, I up my cardio on the weekend, so it ends up really the level of fatigue is probably fairly similar. Probably very, very similar fatigue. Chris, what is your advice to lifters to take gear? I'm not going to discuss black market because I'm streaming on Facebook too. So I'm not going to really have that conversation. What's up, Vino? Hey, Vino, I'm also on Facebook, double streaming. If you'll drop me a little love in there too. Vino's a regular on both. Speaking of the Facebook, I should probably link to Facebook in general. All you guys, if you're on Facebook, if you guys will follow me there on the Facebook, I just linked it, and go down the road and hit like on all my stuff. I would appreciate it. I just linked it. Does heat help bone healing? I don't know, Green Pill. It's gonna be pretty difficult to increase the temperature of the bone. Should babies take more steroids because they are babies? I don't know, Ted. Hey, Ted, I think generally, I appreciate it, Vino. I think I'm going to advocate against babies taking steroids, personally. I don't think that's a good idea. So let me make sure before anyone tries to quote me there, let me be very, very clear. I am opposed to babies taking steroids unless a medical doctor believes that they need it for some reason. I can't even think of why, but so that's between the baby and their doctor. So yeah, that's going to be my answer, Ted. Right. Got to be careful. People will be thinking otherwise. Greenfield, you mentioned anabolics that could theoretically help my session. What are these compounds? Sorry to break in a rule. I mean, Greenfield, keep in mind, you were talking straight up taking anabolic steroids at that point. In theory, the ones that do definitely show some bone density could be like nandrolone. Anadrol was literally prescribed to men for bone remodeling after bone cancer treatment as one of the medical uses. But keep in mind, you're talking self-medicating instead of going through your doctor. So I'm not going to necessarily advocate for you doing that. And I'm going to say, if you go that route, be very, very careful. No, Queen, I'm only running once a day. Chris, I post a lot on Facebook. And if we count group posts between all my profile and page, I'm going to go with approximately 500 posts a day. So if we count all multi-group posts, I probably post 500 to 600 posts a day on Facebook. But no, Queen, I'm not going to run again. I agree, and I said Anadrol specifically. I did not say Anavor. I'm only going off data we have on bone density and bone mineral stuff. But again, there's no guarantee that's going to help you. And your doctor may not be super cool with you doing that. So I don't know. I'm not trying to give you medical advice, though, on your cracked lumbar too much. What do you mean, Chris? It's all very easy to do. It's super easy. We can share stuff to 10 groups at a time, and you can share the same post to 30 groups. All right. I'm digging the Facebook calls. I had to remove one of them, though. It was doing okay. It only made $1.50. For some reason, it got flagged as not recommendable, and I can't have non-recommendable. So I removed one of them. That guy was spamming like crazy. I wish he had spammed like crazy in that other one first. But maybe I just can't have it hurting my algorithm for $1.50. But yeah, no, I mean, it's kicked my traffic way up. Yeah, the Facebook call-outs, the trolls. Yeah, they're straight up comment. It's like, it's hilarious. And the one of them, he posted like 30 or 40 just crazy rants. I had to delete the post though. That one. The others I left up. only because it went in there. A lot of times my unrecommendable stuff, I'll give it 24 hours or change one word in there and see if it goes away. And it didn't. So I went ahead and pulled it down because I'm seeing less traffic this morning and I can't have an unrecommendable post. Yeah, that one's the one I removed, right? And then people literally and I'm like, a random non-competitor cannot come to a thing and say, oh, you're weak. But I'm like, I have Texas records for my Asian weight class. Here's the certificate. Objectively, a non-competitor can't call you weak. Plus the dude did his 405 bench. He's on tons of gear and he bounced it off his chest. And I'm like, dude, I'm an old man compared to you. And you watch me pause 350, not bouncing 405 off your chest like a trampoline. That doesn't even count. Just stop. Plus the dude's on tons of train. You can look at him and tell. He didn't look healthy. What causes low back pain from squats? That's compared to these guys I am. And keep in mind, Scorpion, it does matter for age classes in strength sports. You sign for coaching. No, I don't need anyone to coach me. Hey, Queen, I'm not interested in being coached. Yeah, I'm 48. I turn 49 coming up here later this year. Yep. No, I'm not interested in being coached by anybody, Queen. But I may do some running events eventually. I won't announce them ahead of time. I'll just do whatever I want to do. 5K would be fun to start. He says, well, look who we have here. What a weird name. I already know that you need to be on medication based upon your name. Benno says, I'll be 50 in a few months and I'm still lifting more than all of your troll, right? Hey, Piss Trooper, I'm just calling it like it is, man. Come on, dude. Be realistic. Piss Troopers are diehard fans of Jason Genova. Right? So, hey, Queen, don't worry about it, dude. It doesn't even matter then. It doesn't matter, honestly. We don't even need to go into that whole rabbit hole. Right? Oh, Lord. Yeah, trust me, you don't really want to go down the rabbit hole. It's just not worth it. Just telling you straight up, dude. You really don't. Dingle, of course, there's slots open. Go ahead and apply, man. The Vino. I post my weight and pictures every day. So you guys know what I weigh. So I feel like I'm slowly getting leaner. Been holding a little water though with the running. And then I added some extra fat in for a bit, which I'm cutting back out. Of course, Dingleberry have coaching slots open. So put in an application, pretty straightforward. The pull-up has to be the best upper body movement for health. It's pretty close. It's definitely up there. I'm a big fan. What do you mean stuck? I'm not stuck. I'm not that worried. Hey, Chris, it's very obvious so at this point with all the things you say that you're trolling. So we're going to put you in timeout for the rest of the stream. You can come back tomorrow. All right. I'll put trolls in the timeout. I'm not banning them anymore. I've been adding more nuts, healthy fats, and slowly lowering carbs. All right. Chris, go to the corner and watch. All right. Trying to control bloat. Yeah. So whereas in for me, I'm keeping the carbs super high. I'm not even worried about bloat. I know it will come down eventually. As we lose fat, it has to come down. Not a big deal. Performance first. Performance and energy burn first. Have your feet gotten tougher with the barefoot regime? Absolutely. I used to do Vibrams. I've had 4 different pairs of Vibrams. They would burn out so fast running that it's not even worth it. I can just barefoot. I'm fine with it. I feel like Chris likes to watch rather than take part, if you know what I mean. I know what you mean, Dingleberry. He seems like the type. Them types, man. It's all good, brother. I'm not trying to judge. There you go. Piss Trooper. I'm going to put you in timeout. You can go, Piss Trooper, you can go stand in the corner like a bad boy. All right, put your nose in the corner, you're in timeout. It's growing type in these days. What? Yeah. What do you do? No, it's not. Hey, Queen. Queen, we don't need to go down that road. We put him in timeout. Let's move on to fitness topics. Nobody cares about all that. I love watching Trolls Plus while you get paid. I know, Davino, I wish I didn't have to delete that thing because it was making a little money, but I don't want unrecommendable posts. I want my page to be 100% recommended and in the green. And my page was staying recommended, but I can't have a post where it says we don't recommend your post anymore. I can't do that. I really wish I could have left that up with that guy just spamming 30, 40 comments, so angry. It's like, man, I was making money off every one of them. Maybe I can get him to do it in another post, though. Right? You know? Yeah. Maybe. Do low bar squats grow legs the same as high bar squats? It depends on how much angle of knee bend you get. So that is not a black and white question. That is a dependent on individual depth biomechanics and how much knee flexion you get. If the knee flexion is identical, then yes. Makes sense? Jason, I just got my blood work done and my LDL was 78 and total 128. That's pretty good, to be fair. Like, is it 100% absolutely perfect? No. But it's pretty dang good. Right? It's pretty good overall. Does being very hairy mean high testosterone? No, it means you have a gene for high hair, and it means you probably have a fair amount of DHT. DHT grows hair more than testosterone. But it's also genetics. So it's not necessarily. I ate a bit of bison every few days, and I think that's the only thing that eliminates it. Perfect is probably the only thing that would. 78 on LDL is pretty good, though. Like, I think most people would be pretty happy with that. Your doctor's probably pretty happy. Cardiac patients, they want you like at 70, right? They want you 70 or lower if you've had a heart attack. Does that make sense? 100 is anything over 100 is problematic. So why when people take tests, they get hairier, increased DHT plus their genetics, right? But your question wasn't, does testosterone affect it? You said, does it mean high testosterone? Not always, no. Testosterone is one factor. Doing more cardio, lower LDL, it might, Jay, actually. Yeah, more activity might. I'm not really sure the point to obsess. Probably not. I mean, especially if you have no history of heart disease. 78 is pretty good. Hey, Dingleberry, I don't have advice on that for you at all, dude. Sorry. Have you done any research on ways to lower RBC hematocrit levels on TRT, blood donation, vivisection? That's the only methods I am aware of that particularly work. Right? Donate blood. To my knowledge, that's the only foolproof approach, honestly. You know, is the red meat itself the rosadiol even super low? No, it's only the stearoic acid, which is no, it's purely the saturated fat is the only thing that raises it in there. So it's basically quantitative. So no. No, Queen, I haven't. Should I put them in my Amazon wish list for you guys to buy? So, Queen, if I put them in the wish list, will you buy them? So that's always my rule. Anytime someone suggests an object that they think that I need, my question is always, sure, are you willing to buy it? And that's my standard response, no matter what it is. So like I threw an Amazon watch in there. I threw an Apple watch in because people said, I think you need one. So I said, okay, I'll put it in my wish list. If you think I need it, then you'll buy it. That's how it works. Exercise I can do while spine recovery. I don't have advice for you further on that. You need to talk to your physical therapist. I don't cover controversial political topics, Dingleberry. Maybe we can pitch in a good idea, or they can just buy it. You know, I don't know. I had my blood work done a little over 2 years ago recently. One time I was eating eggs and more fat in my diet, even fully eliminating, dropped my LDL. Yeah, it's not that much. Scott, the green pill do pull-ups. He already told him he could work bench and pull-ups for sure. Keep in mind, he has a fractured lumbar from a car wreck that he still has healing. He's working with his doctor on it. So, Scott, you missed the earlier conversation. He has a broken back. His lumbar is fractured from a car wreck, and he's rehabbing now. He hasn't been able, he's just now trying to get ready to start lifting again. Yep. All right, guys, I feel like it's been a pretty productive session. I'm probably going to wind this down, get some other work done. See what the views were like, of course. We didn't get any supers today, but it's all good. So, love you guys. Let me wind down the Facebook first. All right. So, how did that do today? Sorry, taking a minute to wind all that down. Oh no, the views are dropping as soon as I say I'm about to wind it down. Like we're not going to stir. All right. Take care, guys. I'll catch you next time, man. Love you guys, and I'm out.